Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Andreas Pokemon Guy. Yeah, that's my title name on the channel. Of course, this is the spectacular Marvel Plus talk. Will and I are back again to discuss the episode 3 and 4 of Secret Invasion. And of course, briefly, the second trailer of the Marvels. This came out this week because of Comic Con, which I totally forgot it was Comic Con this week, but whatever. Um,
Hmm.
Yes, for good reasons. But yeah, so Will, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm very excited to. Uh, I think after what you say, about scheduling, I think I'm kind of happy because the situation is. Oh my god! I thought we were heading in the right direction, and then episode 4 crossed
Hmm.
the line, and I did not believe that we really went there,
Yeah,
and
I know.
yeah. So I was hoping we could have a great podcast, but instead we got a great episode for 3, and then 4, the most overwhelming episode
Hmm.
so far of the series. But it's not as bad as episode 5, but we'll get to that soon or later in life. But anyway, but yeah, so of course, I mentioned the Marvels. Let's kind of get to the Marvels first, and then we'll discuss Secret Invasion a little bit later.
Sure.
Um, yeah, so the Marvel's second trailer came this week. I think it dropped around Thursday or Friday, something like that, around uh, the Pacific Eastern, something like that. For Comic Con, Comic Con was on last week from Wednesday to Sunday. That was like the days that they have it usually.
Hmm.
And they had their presentations, like we got story trailer for the PS4 Spider-Man, uh, which I forgot that we could definitely done that, but in a way. But that story trailer for PS4 Spider-Man 2, amazing, love it. I'm excited for that game.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and yeah, and then just confirmation and you know the upcoming stuff that is coming in the near future. So yeah, which I will discuss that more in the another podcast that I'm in as a guest. So we'll discuss that more, particularly the Walking Dead stuff. But anyway, yeah. So the Marvels. I think for everyone I know, especially the podcast I'm in now, we did not like the first trailer. Right? I think we didn't like the first trailer. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah. I wasn't blown away by it.
right. So I felt like I felt like it was a okay trailer, typical Marvel flair with '90s song I from the Beastie Boys. Um,
Hmm.
so and then this second trailer I thought was much better. I thought the second trailer was much better. I'm a bit more cautious about the outcome of the film, but I thought this was a much better trailer. I think we got more idea of the story they're gonna present in this film. Because I like that we got more of the villain and got more of the confirmation of the Bengals. So that
Hmm.
was kind of cool to see, and it was kind of cool to see some of the interactions with some of our leads here. Seeing more Carol Danvers a bit more. That was the issue with the first teaser. Like she had like one or two dialogue. Here we saw a bit more of that with Brie Larson, so that was good. But overall, I thought it was a decent trailer, better than the first. But I wasn't. I'm not like wild about this film, especially now with Secret Invasion. It's like, oh, okay. So anyway, what was your thoughts on the second trailer?
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't really change my opinion on the movie or my desire to see the movie.
Mhm.
So yeah. Um, I don't know. It's the first movie. Like really wasn't. Like it was fine, but it
Yeah,
wasn't like my favorite. And the sequel isn't really showing that it's going to be a marked improvement. So,
yeah,
um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll
yeah,
probably end up seeing it, but
yeah. Well, yeah, we will. I mean,
yeah.
at some point. I guess my question is, um, Do you think it's because they're really pushing the female aspect very hard in this trailer? You know, because that was something my one of the hosts brought up in we did a trailer reaction the second trailer. He brought up there's like because they're really pushing hard on the three leads, and then we got a female, villain here. So I'm kind of wondering is that aspect kind of bugging you?
No, I didn't really
Okay,
think about. I guess I didn't really think about it. It just seemed like normal, like what I was expecting.
okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
I so I because I'm curious because I you cannot tell if they're pushing that hard because I mean it's hard for me where we're gonna take these characters and also like where is this gonna fit in the multiverse saga thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now we got the Bangles and I'm hearing some leaks that we're probably gonna connect this to the multiverse saga. So especially if we know how the Bangles work, especially Miss Marvel, I think it kind of seems very clear what we're doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very curious where we're gonna do that. But one thing I actually wasn't thinking about this. A host brought this up. I don't know if he knows this, but it is weird. I know I'm fine with the team up of these two girls. Kamala Khan and Monica Rambeau with
Mm-hmm.
Carol. But he brought up something that was kind of funny because I didn't think about it. But it's the powers displacement with these characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's very weird because you got Carol that's being really high powered, like she's OP level of superhero, and then you got Kamala and Monica's power. Powers are being slowly manifest with them, but they're kind of weird to team up with Captain Marvel because how are their powers useful? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very dispirited that we got these two powers that doesn't make sense with Captain Marvel and her powers, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know if you had that problem when seeing that trailer because I didn't think about that until you brought that up.
Yeah, it does seem very disproportionate.
Yeah, that's what the word you'd say. This
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I definitely see that. I would agree with that.
yeah, because it was just fun. It was funny when Monica was trying to explain the powers, and when we got to her, it was like I can see light, and I was like, okay, what? like,
We
like
can
how
all see light.
yeah, what that's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That cracked me up now. I was like thinking through her what it was saying with these powers. It's like, yeah. And then it just has more questions about Kamala's powers too. Like, if she's gonna lose that bangle, which we know she's a mutant, right? It's like
Right.
I it's like are we gonna get her traditional powers after this? You know?
I mean, I would like that, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
I'll bet money that they don't do that. And they just overcomplicate her origin story.
Yeah.
As usual. So I I don't know. I just find it very funny that they're doing that. Um. Uh. Then. What else that was kind of. I guess I'm very concerned about the Secret Invasion tie-in. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this series is going to be as part into the Marvels at all. Just the way we're seeing Nick in the trailers is
Mm-hmm.
kind of concerning to me. You know?
Yeah. No. Yeah. It feels like it's not gonna. It feels like the show isn't really gonna mean anything.
Yeah.
Unless the movie takes place before the show. But
Oh my god. I I guess so. I mean, you could explain that, but then that's just so bizarre. To well, not bizarre, but kind of understandable. They move it because of
mm-hmm.
the pressure they're having. So, which is kind of sad because this movie was supposed to be in July. Actually, this week. Actually, this next week. This Friday it was supposed to open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Haunted Mansion took over its, I think, release date.
Okay.
So, so it's kind of sad that it did got pushed because it made more sense to maybe release it this time. But I don't know. We have to see when we get to November of this year. But yeah. So anything else to say about the trailer? I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, I think we did.